So people understand that the book of Revelations is basically, John has this vision from Jesus, and it's then this letter goes out to the seven churches, okay? And I said you have to look at the book of Revelations, that it's been happening over many generations, many different lives. Some of it was taking place during the disciples. It was. This is what's interesting, is that there's a discrepancy, because some people say, well, 90 AD is when John, who wrote the vision of Revelations out, it was in 90 AD that he sent those letters and wrote it. No, it was 65. It was between 65 and 68 AD. See, that changes it. It changes it completely, because then it would fall under the disciples. So where in Daniel, when Jesus in Matthew is telling the disciples for them, he's not telling that for us, but as it says over and over again in Revelations, for those that have an ear, let them hear. Meaning, no, this is going to be a book only the Christians are going to understand. Don't go to the Jewish eschatology. They're going to lead you astray, because they keep passing on even to their generations that they're so special, which will bring me to what it says in Revelations to the church of Philadelphia in a minute. So, but by leading people astray, by saying this lie that John wrote it in 90 AD, well, then you can sit there and say, no, Jesus couldn't have been talking to the disciples, because that book wasn't written until 90 AD, but that's not true. It was written in between 65 and 68 AD, and the abomination of desolation took place in 70. So that the book of Revelations in general has been carrying out over many generations. And in other places in the book of Revelations, the mark is really about who your God is that you follow, because God puts his mark on his people in the book of Revelations. So anyway, so when in Matthew, when God said, you, meaning the disciples, you will know when the abomination of desolation, he's talking to them. And yet when John wrote on the island of Patmos, because he was, in not purgatory, he was like in jail sort of, because of he was, spreading the word of Jesus. And he had that vision and wrote it, and he wrote it to these seven churches. That whole thing was written between 65 and 68 AD. So it was written before the abomination of desolation. Thereby, does people understand what I'm saying? So it proves the book of, not the book of Daniel, but it proves what Jesus said in Matthew, that he was talking about the abomination of, because nowhere in Revelations is the abomination of desolation mentioned. But see, people just hear it over enough years, and people just think, oh yeah, no, it's not mentioned. So that's why it's important to stick with the Holy Spirit being your teacher, because I'm not trying to disregard the Old Testament, because we do consider it. But again, the Abrahamic religions, and then that's your Islam, Christianity, and Jewish, all of them have only one thing in common, that they believe in Abraham, okay? But really Islam and Jewish both really kind of they idol worship, with Abraham being the idol. Yet the Jewish eschatology looks at Christians as we're idolaters because of Jesus. Yeah, that's the reason Jesus went off on. That's the reason they were so hard-headed. So that's what brings me to then the letter that John wrote to the book of Philadelphia, which is so interesting to me. The book, like out of all the churches, there's the church of Smyrna, the church of, Nicolaitans or so. They're all like, and then there's the book of Philadelphia. It's just, and Philadelphia is in America. Like that, it's the only one that would apply to America, really. So what it says for the church of Philadelphia is I know your works. Behold, I have set before you an open door, which no one is able to shut. I know that you have but little power, and yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. Meaning Jesus. You haven't denied my name. Behold, I will make those of the synagogue of Satan who say that they are Jews and are not, but lie. Behold, I will make them come and bow down before your feet, and they will learn that I have loved you. Do you think that's talking to Jew? So I'm not trying to get, you don't want to get lost in the weeds with ego here, because that's what happened to the chosen people. Because they were, like, it's almost like it's a curse to be told you're a chosen person in a way. Because they have gone on and have used that as, well, they keep passing it on, and then it makes them a brood of vipers. It does, because God is not about where you're from. You're not going to be able to recognize who He is, and the brood of vipers did it. They never once recognized who Jesus was. I mean, I think they did. Their ego just was too big. So, that's sort of the hardship with when you're being told you're the chosen people, is that you run around your whole life, pass it on to all your generations, and you doom everybody. So that, I'm just saying, in my opinion, the book of Revelations, it has to be between you and God to understand it, or somebody that hasn't gone to seminary school. So it goes on to say, so God is basic. So God's not talking. I mean, think about it. They're going to find out that it's you I loved. So you have to consider the way God's saying everything that's being said. So is he talking about the chosen people? No, because he's literally saying, I will make them come and bow down before your feet, and they will learn that I have loved you. Who? The people that believe in Jesus and that follow Jesus' word. Because you have kept my word about patient endurance, I will keep you from the hour of trial that is coming on the whole world. So this is to the Church of Philadelphia. I will keep you from the hour of trial that is coming on the whole world to try those who dwell on the earth. I am coming soon, hold fast. And again, the hold fast, even though that's mentioned in other points in the Bible, it's just interesting, that term, because the hold fast, it goes, Donald Trump, obviously, he's Scottish, right? He's half Scottish. So he's part of the MacLeod clan. I've done videos about this. I don't want to get off in the weeds here. But so the MacLeod clan is such a huge clan. They have two different family crests. And one of them, because it's the Isle of Skye, and I forget the other one. But one of them it says their family motto is hold fast. I just think that's interesting. Anyway, so hold fast what you have, so that no one may seize your crown. So God's already, he's already crowned. The one who conquers, I will make him a pillar in the temple of my God. Never shall he go out of it, and I will write on him the name of my God and the name of the city of my God, the new Jerusalem, which comes down from my God out of heaven, and my own new name. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. So that's why I say it's really, you need to understand it through the Spirit. And then there's the church of the Laodiceans. So the point I'm saying here is that, we're always told that, yes, the disciples, they were all Jewish. But Jesus went to those specific Jews for a reason. He knew they would carry it on. I mean, they're really the heroes of Christianity in general. That's why they are the saints. And so you have to understand the book of Revelations from that aspect. Because, the one nation that's mainly Christian is America. We'd like to stay that way. And that's the reason America has been crowned the most powerful. But there's some people that want to seize your crown, America. Better think twice about that.